All right, all right, all right. Hey, everybody. I'm not 100% sure if it's coming through just yet. Waiting for, and it's coming through. So we're good. We're live. And music's a little loud. Let me turn that down real quick. Uno momento, por favor. All right. Excellent, excellent. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Misfit Corner Scams. This is the artist known as Andrew speaking, and we are live streaming. Once again, it's Saturday night, and we're live, ready for a fantastic show of chit-chatting and talking about nothing. It's like Seinfeld, you know? Instead of an episode, a TV show being about nothing, it's a live stream about pretty much nothing. But let's see who all's here and see if we can get the conversation started. Let me go back up to the top. Glenn's in the house. Glenn says, don't forget to hit the like button. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Sarah's here. Sarah says, happy Friday night to all. Welcome, Sarah. Hold on a quick second. I cannot see what I'm doing right now. Hold on a second. I gotta take my headphones off. Or partially. I don't know if my glasses are dirty or what, but I cannot see the screen. So we do a little bit of cleaning real quick. Sorry, guys. I know this is completely unprofessional, but if I can't see 5 feet in front of my face, this is going to be a really long stream. All right, there we go. All right, I'm better. Glenn says, don't forget to hit the like button. Yep, we got that. BB's in the house, says, hey to everyone. Welcome to the show. Sarah says, I got scammed this week. Oh, no. What happened, Sarah? Tell us. Manuel's in the house, says, good evening, my friend. Welcome, welcome. Tim's here. Tim says, good evening from Henderson. Manuel says, hello, Drew. Darlene says, hi to everybody. Manuel says, good evening to Tim. Glenn says, hello to Sarah. Sarah says, hi to Drew and Avery. I've sent Avery an invite. He hasn't joined yet. I just literally just sent it. So I'm running a few minutes behind. So it happens. BB says, oh no, so sorry to hear that, Sarah. Jim says, good evening all. Happy Saturday evening. Manuel says hello to Darlene. B. Bernie B says, hi, Drew, and to everyone from Long Beach, California. Welcome, welcome. Sarah says, hi to Glenn. Manuel says, hello to BB. Manuel says, hello to B. Bernie B. BB says, hey to Manuel. Manuel says, hello to Sarah. I missed one. Jim says, hello to Manuel. Pamela's here. Hey, Pamela, how's it going? Says, hello, all. Smidgen's in the house. Hi to everyone. Like button hit. Excellent. Manuel says, hey to Glenn. BB says, and just where were you, young man? I was in the other room trying to get my stuff together, and it just wasn't happening. I had to go get my water. Had to go find my hat because I had my comics hat on from my work, from my day job on the weekends, and I just didn't have my stuff together. See, I'm even still wearing my comic shirt. That just shows you how disorganized and unprofessional I am. Manuel says hey to Smidgen. Jim says hello to BB and Smidgen. Jim says hello to Sarah. BB says, and just where, yes, I know. Manuel says, I enjoyed Thursday evening live comic stream. Excellent, excellent. Well, Manuel, we usually live stream on my friend Todd's channel, but he's got a big comic project he's been working on, so we haven't been doing the Thursday night stream. And honestly, I just wanted to do a stream and talk, so we did it on the comics channel, and just me and Zach got on the line and just chit-chatted, and it was great. So I appreciate you coming by. I'm going to try to start doing that regularly on the comics channel. I just have no idea exactly when. And it's probably not going to happen for a few weeks, because next week I'll be out of, not this coming week, but the following week I'll be out of town. So no use trying to start a live stream on a regular basis when, you're not there to do it. So it'll be the week after. BB says hello to Jim. Danielle's here. Hey, Danielle, how you doing? She says, hi, crazy man. This is an insane woman. I know she's crazy. How are you? Dave says, hello, Drew. Pamela says, love the channel. Well, thank you very much. Manuel says hello to Pamela. Jim says hey to Danielle. Dave says hello to Manuel. Manuel says hey to Dave. Smidgen says, and I thought I'd missed an announcement. There was no chat tonight just because you were late. Yes, I know. I'm sorry. It was all 100% my fault. I was about 6-7 minutes late. I didn't even have it scheduled because I'll tell you guys what happened. This morning when I woke up, I was getting all my stuff ready to go to the store, and my computer was blank. Usually that's what happens when the computer locks. And I hit the space bar to open it up and nothing happened. Turns out my computer was turned off. And I don't know if there was a power surge. I don't know if something crashed and it reset. I don't have no clue. So I had to get everything turned back up before I walked out the door, but I didn't have any of my windows up that I normally use. So when I got back from the store after working today, I quickly got everything started, but it takes a while for everything to kick off and get going. Long story short, I am really running behind today, but I'm glad to be here with you all. Excellent, excellent. Darlene says, it has been a strange week. My eldest son quit his job because of a worker acting out. The guy had gotten stopped for speeding and had tactical gear and 2 guns in his car on his way to a school. Oh no! That sounds horrible. I hope nothing bad happened from it, but geez Louise. That's definitely not something you want to deal with when in a work environment. You know what I mean? Manuel says, hey, no problem, my friend Drew. Excellent. Larry's here. Larry says, good evening, Drew and chat. Welcome to the show. Jim says, hey to Manuel. BB says, just had to give you a hard time. No problem. Hey, if Avery's not here to do it, I'm glad somebody is. Michael's in the house. He says, I've started getting double calls. They ring once or twice, hang up, then they call again. At least they don't trigger voicemail. Okay. I haven't had that experience where they call, hang up, and then call back. So that's an interesting one. I'll have to let you guys know if that starts happening. Manuel says, one lady from Virginia, she got a stolen credit card. She is Louisiana, and it was scammed. Oh, boy. Manuel says, hey to Michael. Jim says, what happened to part 2 of the Wells Fargo video? The first one was funny. Well, that was just today. Part 2 comes tomorrow. Actually, I was working on editing it this evening because there's actually, at this point, I have enough videos for maybe 4 videos. So there were multiple calls, and believe it or not, one of the calls came at almost 10:30 at night, 10:30 in the evening, which I was already exhausted in bed, and guy woke me up, and I'm like, I look and I see that it's the Wells Fargo scam because the number that they gave me to call, I put it in my phone as scam Wells Fargo, and he was calling me, and I look over the clock and it's 10:19. I'm like, what the hell are they doing calling at 10:19 at night? So that led to an interesting conversation. So that'll be a video. But trust me, there's more parts coming. There are. Larry says, I have the same issue, Michael. They never leave a voicemail. I guess it's all a good thing, though. I don't get very many voicemails. The ones that I do get are usually the automated messages, not an actual person leaving a message. So they don't want to waste the time leaving a message when they're not actually scamming anybody. You know, that doesn't scam anybody. Manuel says hello to Larry. Larry says good evening to Manuel. Dave says hit the like button. Yes, please, if you're able. Dave says as in the like button. You got it. BB says, I'm a little blue-haired old lady again. Laugh out loud. I recolored my hair last night, and it's not the color blue that people usually think of when they use the term. It's called Tanzanite blue, and love it. Tanzanite blue. You know, I hate to say it, guys. I was looking in the mirror right before I jumped on this live stream, and not that I think I should or ever would dye any of my hair, but man, my facial hair, it's getting really, there's a lot of patches of white, a lot of patches of gray, to the point where I don't know, maybe I should do something about it, or I should just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. I don't know. You tell me what you guys think. It's all natural right now, the way it is, but there's patches of gray and white throughout. So, and I did offer to go clean shaven for the daughter's wedding. The last time I went clean shaven was my sister's wedding, which was 8 years ago. And I told my daughter, I gave her the option. I will go clean shaven for you. And she said, nope, just trim it up and look nice. And I did. My wife helped me and trimmed it up, but it's the splotches of white and gray kind of annoy me a little bit, but that's me. That's all me. So, Aaron's here and says, hi, you Drew. A question. How did you get into comics and scam baiting? Well, Aaron, be very simple about this. I've always loved comics, and in high school, my buddies and I were into drawing comics and creating our own comics, and I always wanted to one day own my own store. And so when my YouTube channel began, it was mostly me promoting the store, stuff, products in the store, doing movie reviews, Lego reviews, comic reviews. I would do a drawing video from time to time, and then every now and then I would get a scam call, and I would post the scam call as, one of the videos on my channel. And I tell people that sometimes when you start a YouTube channel, you throw everything out there. If there's something you enjoy, you make a video of it. If there's something else you enjoy, you make a video of it. So you just do video after video after video. And the trick is, in my mind, daily videos. You create daily videos, and eventually something will explode and happen. And believe it or not, it was the scam videos. I had one scam video back in 2021 that just blew up. It had at one point 15,000 views, and I got a lot more subscribers, and it was like, okay, the writing is on the wall. This channel needs to be a scam channel, period. So I slowly started to move everything off of it that wasn't scam related, and did daily scam videos and live streams and everything regarding. Now I still do the drawing and the comic stuff, but it's on a whole nother channel, and that channel hasn't been updated in a while, but I'm getting back to it, I promise. But literally, I was throwing everything in the kitchen sink at the YouTube channel until something took root and got popularity, and got popular, and got in and became the thing I was here for. And that was the scam videos. So that's how it happened. Smidgen says to Darlene, that's awful, re your son's coworker. It's a little scary, Manuel says, hey. Glenn says, sorry I missed checking in last Saturday. Our barbershop choir put on 2 sold-out spring performances on Saturday. One more show to do June 1st, so we will miss next Saturday too. Well, that's okay. I probably will not be live streaming next Saturday, June 1st. We're going to be on the road to Missouri for our annual week-long trip to the Lake of the Ozarks. If you guys remember, last year I attempted to do a live stream from the lake, but the internet was so spotty that literally half the conversation wasn't even made available. It wasn't even part of the live stream. I may try again this year, but there's no guarantees. So most likely there will be no live stream, or a very abbreviated, hey, how's it going? How's everybody doing? Cool. Appreciate you guys. And that's it. Live stream next week. The following week, we'll be back. We'll be back by Friday, so Saturday will be a regular live stream. But next week, June 1st, I'm going to play it by ear. We'll see how it goes. Manuel says, hello to Aaron. Happy Saturday. Larry says, I love the Wells Fargo video. It's nice to change things up and throw them off their script. I try it all the time. I have so much fun screwing. Ooh, I almost forgot to turn the on-air light on outside the door. Somebody could walk through any minute if I don't do that. So hopefully they'll see the sign. Manuel says, I enjoy your video. Very funny. Thank you. BB says that Wells Fargo video was funny. That guy just didn't get it. What an idiot. Oh, yeah, they're a bunch of idiots. And trust me, I talked to several of them, so it was great. Sarah says, my health insurance is covered by a state. We can't afford to pay for it. So the pharmacy said that my son's medication was denied. The pharmacy was having computer issues, so I called. What was my, okay, and then we got cut off there, so I'm not sure. Sarah, that doesn't sound good at all. Smidgen says, we had 2 junior high schoolers call in fake calls. They were going to be a shooting at the school this week. They were tracked down through social media and arrested. Well, good. There's too many idiots out there that think, I could just call in a bomb threat or some type of shooting threat and, it's fun or it's funny, People should be punished. They should be arrested. They should be charged. And people should learn not to do crap like that, Jim says, yeah, to BB, that scammer was a total idiot. Manuel says, hey to Tim. Anthony's here. Hey, Anthony says, hi, Misfit. Love your content. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. Betty. Oh, Betty's in the house. 3 thumbs up. Hey, Betty, how's it going? Anita's here. Anita says, I got a call asking me about my medicine, and I don't take medicine. Well, they assume everybody takes medicine. They assume everybody shops onto Amazon or Walmart or whatever. So they take the things that are the lowest common denominator, and that's what they call about because they know we've heard of Amazon, we've heard of Walmart, we've got some type of medication or Medicare or health insurance. So they go with the things that they think everybody is involved with. I love it when they pick specific banks, like, for example, the Wells Fargo one. I've never had a Wells Fargo account. I've never banked with Wells Fargo. Actually, that leads to a funny story, guys. One of the calls that came in from the Wells Fargo scammers, I was in the living room with my wife and mother-in-law, and we were sitting around just chit-chatting, and the phone rang, and I answered it. So this video, the beginning of the video, is going to be audio only. You guys are familiar with that because I've had a couple like that. But I took the call and brought it into my office and then started recording. So the majority of it will be video, but the very beginning was audio only. And the hilarious part is the guy starts off the call, says, I'm with Visa MasterCard. I said, okay, well, which bank? Because I have a Visa and a MasterCard. And he says, I'm with Visa and MasterCard. I said, no, I know that. Which bank are you calling from? And he goes, I'm calling from Wells Fargo, which immediately I know this is a scam call because I don't have a Wells Fargo account. And I say, oh, you're from Wells Fargo. Okay. My mother-in-law, who does have a Wells Fargo account, starts yelling, no, that's me. That call's for me. And I'm like, tell her to be quiet because it's a scam call. I know it's a scam call. She heard Wells Fargo and thought, oh, that's mine. And I asked her afterwards, I said, why would your Wells Fargo call me? And she goes, they wouldn't. I said, I know. I love the woman. She's wonderful. But man, right over her head sometimes. So and what's so funny is I've listened to the recording since making the call, and you can hear her in the background going, me, that's mine. Oh, she's a trip and a half, guys. But trust me, there are more Wells Fargo calls coming because that actually, the one I just described was like the 3rd call. And then there was the late night call. And then there was another call on top of that. So I may combine a couple of them together into videos, but trust me, there's more of that coming. They're relentless. They're idiots. And I have their number. So I may call them again in the future. I thought about trying to call them now, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Darlene says, yep, the guy was finally fired, but Fred had enough of the nonsense. Fred is applying for at the Y. My younger son volunteers there. Okay, good. Well, as long as he got out of potentially a bad situation, you know what I mean? That's scary to have another employee carrying guns with them, especially on the job. Whew. Smidgen says to BB, your hair color sounds beautiful. Absolutely. Manuel says, Drew, tomorrow's my nephew's is your nephew's wedding. Congratulations again. I hope you have a wonderful time. He says, hello, Anita. Welcome back. Smidgen says, just for men, color for beards. Yeah, see, I thought about it, but I'm not vain enough to think I need it. But it's also laziness to where I really don't care. But we'll see. Jim says hello to Anita and Darlene and Betty. Aaron says the white and gray hair makeup makes you look important. Really? Nobody has ever called me important, Aaron. Ever. Sarah says, I thought was my insurance company, and the guy said that I would have to pay $223 so that he could look into my insurance. So stupid. He gave him my debit card number, and of course he took. Uh-oh. See, I already see where this is going. Already bad. Sarah, I'm so sorry. They called you? Oh, I'm sorry. Anita says, hey, Emmanuel, I'm frying quail. Okay. BB says, thanks, Smidgen. I get a lot of compliments. Excellent. Jim says, good luck to your nephew, Emmanuel. Betty says hi to Jim. Darlene says hi to Jim. Smidgen says, oh, Sarah, I'm so sorry that happened. Sarah says, money right away, and said I would get it back with interest in 2 weeks. I got this strange feeling that's not going to happen. Oof. I would call your bank or whichever, whoever the card came from, and be on the safe side and get a new account. Close that down and get a new one. Oh, Avery's here. Let me bring him in. What's up, man?
Hey, man. How's it going?
Not too bad. How about you?
It's all right.
All right. Well, we're just catching up on the chat. I was running a little late today, and I'm almost caught up, so we're almost there.
I lost track of time.
That's all right. It's all right. Dave's here. Says hello to all. Welcome, Dave. Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Manuel says, awesome frying quail, Anita. Anita says she's frying quail. I don't think I've ever had quail. Have you?
I don't think so. I would try it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure I'd try it. I mean, I'm almost positive it tastes like chicken, but never had it. Never had it.
Probably a little different, like a little bit of gaminess to it. Maybe.
Probably. Yeah. Well, it all depends on how you cook it, right? I mean, even if it's gamey, if you cook it certain ways or with certain seasonings, and you probably,
yeah,
I don't know if that helps or not.
It does with deer.
Yeah, I haven't had deer in many, many years. Oh, it's been a long time. Manuel says hello to Dave. Manuel says thank you so much, my friend Tim. Dave says hi to Manuel. Ronald's here. Hey, Ronald, how's it going? Says hello. Nice to have you back. Well, thank you. Thank you for joining. Aaron says cool. Thanks, Drew. Amanda's here. Amanda says I totally hate that there's I totally hate them for calling nonstop when we're looking something up or calling someone important to do business work. Okay.
Yeah, scam callers, they do have good timing, don't they?
Oh yeah, they can.
They interrupt what you're doing. They do.
Well, what's so funny? The one time that my mother-in-law and my wife got taken by a scammer, my mother-in-law was having issues with the cable. There was something going on. It wasn't working properly. And she got a call from somebody claiming to be from Comcast, and they were asking her about something. And she says, yeah, I'm having issues with my service. And he was like, oh, okay, well, let me help you. Give me all your information.
Oh, man.
And I'm like, wait a minute. And when I got there and they were in the process of doing it, it was one of the ones where they got the AnyDesk application loaded onto her computer, and they were giving the guy access to her computer. And I'm like, whoa, stop. What's going on? And I said, did you call them or did they call you? And she looked at me like I was crazy. And she goes, I think they called me. And I said, well, that's issue number one right there.
Yeah.
But because she was having an issue, she assumed that it was the cable company calling about the issue.
Oh man, that sucks.
Yeah, yeah.
I got a story to tell you, a scam story, but I gotta. It has to be off air.
Oh, okay. It's
Yeah, I
not
can't.
about your aunt, is it? Or
Mm-hmm.
your uncle's ex-wife or wife?
Mm-hmm.
You told me some of this already, and then
It gets worse.
it gets worse. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Nothing. She won't listen.
Yeah, well, some people don't. Some people don't. Manuel says hello to Amanda. Good evening. Ronald says take the scammers down. We try our best. At least to waste as much of their time and to let people know what they're doing is what we do here. Manuel says next weekend's the first day of hurricane season. Yes, it is. We have already begun preparing. We were working on an inventory of what we have in the house and making a list of what else we need. We always need water. You always need to have water ready on hand. So
Yeah,
that's something we'll need to pick up.
and just think, when you buy large amounts of stuff like that, FEMA keeps track of it. That way, they can come raid you if they want to.
Oh, jeez. Not if you use cash, right?
They keep track if you pull out large amounts of cash.
Well,
It's
I don't
scary.
have
If
I don't have
like,
large amounts of cash, so
yeah, I saw a thing on all the stuff FEMA keeps track of what people buy, and they
oh
keep
yeah.
track of who's buying stuff to be really prepared for something bad. That way, they'll come take it.
That's a little conspiracy theory.
No,
Conspiracy theory there.
it's
Maybe in some cases it's true. I don't know. I guess we'll have to find out, huh?
yep.
Amanda says they finally stopped during the weekends, especially on Sundays. Yeah, I don't normally get calls on Sundays. Saturday, I probably got about 10 or 15 calls today, but I was so busy in the store, I don't even think I answered my phone. If it wasn't somebody I knew calling, I just ignored it because I didn't have time to deal with them. So Ronald says, love it. Very good. Manuel says hello to Ronald. Sarah says they have a free comic book day, and my husband got a Johnny Quest comic. Very nice.
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
free comic book day is it's like a comic book store holiday. It's the first Saturday in May, which just happened to be May the 4th this year, which was also Star Wars Day, May the 4th. And yeah, a lot of the larger retail stores that have Diamond accounts, which Diamond's one of the major distributors, gives out free comics, and it's often a good time. Often a good time. Anita says to Manuel, I should send you some pickled quail eggs. Oh my gosh.
I was looking at those in the store and considering trying them.
Really? I don't think I've ever had a pickled egg of any kind.
I have.
Yeah? Yeah, okay.
They're varying qualities.
Now, is that a southern thing?
It's more of it used to be sort of a bar thing.
Really? Okay.
Like it used to be like a lot of dive bars or whatever, like honky tonk places.
Pickled eggs in a jar, right?
Yeah, pickled eggs, pickled sausage, stuff like that in a jar. I like pickled sausage.
Honestly, other than pickles, I don't think I've ever had a pickled anything.
Oh, dude, I'm big on pickled red onions, dude. Put them in a salad or something.
Really?
I put some on a pizza I made tonight. Oh, it's so good.
Dave says, my mom has a good system against scammers. She keeps repeating what over and over. They hang up after 4 or 5 whats. She says what over and over again. That's good.
Yeah. I do that. I'll be like, huh? What?
Yeah, they some of them don't have patience. The ladies particularly don't have patience. I had one the other day that called, and I said, wow, you have a really nice voice. How old are you? And she said, 21. I said, what are you wearing? And she hung up. It's like, it wasn't even worth making into a video. Like, come on, she didn't even want to play, but she said she was 21. So I was like, okay.
What are you wearing?
What are you wearing? Yeah. Ronald says, thank you. Sarah says, so everyone tell me I'm stupid. I know. Hey, it happens to everybody. What? It happens to everybody getting scammed, getting taken advantage of. It does. You just now know when that kind of situation happens in the future, because you know if they try it on you once, they're going to try it on you again. You know. So Ronald says, fine Navy day. Anthony says, I don't mind having gray hair, but it's part of the human life. Laugh out loud. Yeah, I was just commenting about the all the grays that are appearing in my facial stuff and whether I should do something about it. Part of me is just lazy and doesn't care. So
I got a bunch of gray in my beard now, and I ain't doing anything about it. I don't care.
yeah, well, you're never on camera, so my face is all over the place. So anyway,
well, I could start. I need a hockey mask and a balaclava because I got the Adidas tracksuit now.
Oh, okay.
So I need a balaclava to wear with the Adidas tracksuit, and I can be on camera.
You're so sad, so sad.
Or a hockey mask.
Yeah, you need a hockey mask.
Like a really decorated one.
Okay. Glenn says, I love giving stupid responses to the robot scam calls like, what are your pronouns? Was your father an Apple or C3PO? Is your screensaver the Teletubbies? I just killed my neighbors. Oh God. That's a good one. Jeez. I'm gonna have to try something like that radical just to see what happens. Manuel says hello to Betty. Smidgen says, I just got a scam text while I'm sitting here saying that an ambulance trip bill was rejected. They have the name of the ambulance company from our area, too. I'm not responding. I wouldn't respond to the text. If they gave you a number to call, that might be fun, but I wouldn't respond to the text. Anita says, in my town, third grade is bringing guns to school. Now, that's scary as hell. Manuel says hello to Anthony. Betty says hi to Manuel. Ronald says same here. Sarah says my son went to the senior prom stag tonight. That's all right. Going stag's not a big deal. I mean, I went to 2 proms. I went to 3 proms. Didn't I go to 3 proms? I went to 1 for Sandalwood, and then I went to at least 2 for DA, and I had a date for all of them. Only one of them was actually a girlfriend. Only one of them was Jennifer. But the other one I went with a friend. I didn't go stag. And now she's married and has like 5 or 6 kids, so we're Facebook friends. But she actually posted our picture from that prom and she was a really nice looking young lady, and I was this geeky dork geek, and I'm like, I didn't even get a kiss out of it that night either. Nothing at all. But then again, we were just friends, so well. But the prom that I really wanted to go to and that I really had a good time with was the one who the woman later became my wife. So, and we didn't do anything that night either. There was nothing. We did nothing. We were boring people. Oh, well, I'm not telling prom stories because they could get out of hand. Burr says hello to everyone this evening. BB says someone called in a bomb threat at the main library in Dayton a couple of days ago where my son works. He had to evacuate for a few minutes. Oh, goodness. We never... Trying to think if there were ever bomb threats at any of the places I worked. I don't think so. I don't think it's that common of a thing, even though you hear about it a lot on the news and all, but it's never happened to any of the places I've been or even worked at. So I think if there was a bomb threat sent to the flea market, they would probably ignore it and be like, yeah, if it happens, we'll just collect the insurance.
Oh.
How sad. Anthony says, I don't mind having gray hair. It's part of the human life. Yep. Anthony says hi to Manuel. Manuel says, I hear Walmart's computer yesterday crashed. Walmart's computer yesterday crashed. I hadn't heard anything about that. Bert says, Anthony, I also love my gray hair. Very cool. Betty says, you have a great voice for scam betting. When I answer, which is not often, scammers hang up right away. Well, I do dumb really, really well. And they like to take advantage of people that they think are stupid and dumb. And I sometimes I don't pretend. I just am. It helps. It helps to have that, oh my gosh, voice where they're like, oh yeah, I've got one. I've got them on the hook.
Got a live one here.
I've got a live one here. Yeah. Oh well. Ronald says, me too. Christina says, hi all. Welcome to the show. Ronald says, hi and welcome. Manuel says, hello to Christina. Burr says, Drew, I love when you ask questions. It only throws them off the script, but pisses them off. It does. And I'll be honest with you guys, some of the questions I ask scammers are like common sense. Hey, I'm listening to what you're saying, and it's making me want to ask a question. I mean, they are all questions. They're not outrageously out of the box type of questions. They're simply, you say something, and I just want to know more. I just want to know exactly what it is you're telling me because it makes no sense. And they don't like it. They don't like questions. If they were really good at scamming, they'd be ready for the questions. They'd be ready to react. They'd be ready to respond to anything you might have to ask them. Instead, they either panic, hang up the phone, curse at you, yell at you, hang up. They react in such a way that they're scammers. It's almost like the ones that I think is hilarious, and I get it all the time, where they'll say their name and where they're calling from, but they'll say it so fast, or they'll mumble it to where I don't know what they just said. And I will simply ask them, I'm sorry, where did you say you were calling from? Or I'm sorry, what was your name again? They can't handle that. They can't handle going back in their script. They don't know what to do, and they just freaking hang up. It's like, what's that phrase? Tell me you're a scammer without telling me you're a scammer. Well, answering a simple question by hanging up or freaking out and not knowing what to say, there you go. That answers that question. You are a scammer. If I'm a legitimate business and I'm calling somebody, I say, hey, my name's Drew from Misfit Corner Scams. And the person on the other line says, I'm sorry, what's your name again? I go, my name is Drew. That's really easy. But they can't handle that. There's something in their brains that pops where they don't know what to say when you ask them simple, basic questions. And if you're a professional who does dealing with phone sales and so forth, you can answer simple damn questions. It's when when the questions get hard and complex that if you're good, I'll be honest with you all, I would be a good scammer. I really think I would be a good scammer, because if I called you and screwed with you, tried to take advantage of you, and you asked me a hard question or a difficult question or even an easy question, I'm gonna roll with it. But they can't do that. There's some basic disconnect in their brain. I think maybe it's because who's ever running these scam centers tells them, just read the script. Just do what's in front of you. That's all you have to do. It's so easy. These people are so dumb. You just tell them this lie and they'll fall for it and they'll give you their information. No problem. So when somebody questions them, they go, what the hell do I do? I mean, honestly, any one of you guys would probably be a better scammer than these people that actually do it for a living.
It is amazing how much just repeating who they are and who they're calling from is to them.
I understand reading a script and there's no thought involved. All you're doing is reading the script. There's no thought. So when somebody asks you a question where you have to actually stop and think, their mind is blown. Their thought, their train of thought is so totally disconnected. They don't know what to do. I mean, you guys, I have short after short after short after short where I ask very simple, basic questions, and they cannot handle it. They cannot handle it. And it's crazy how often that happens. I think honestly, guys, I think the bottom line is when you get a call, and it doesn't matter from who, could be from a scammer, could be from a legitimate business, ask them simple questions. And if it throws them off their script and they panic and hang up, there's your answer. You know what's going on. But if it's a legitimate person, you're going to ask a question and they're going to answer it. Or they're going to try to answer it. They're going to try to comprehend what you're saying. I swear, the easiest way to find out if you're dealing with a scammer is ask them a simple question. It'll blow their mind and they won't know what to do. Crazy, but it's true. I mean, that's scam baiting 101. Ask them simple questions and see how they react. And if they can handle it, you might have somebody with half a brain on your hands. You might need to be a little bit more prepared for what comes next. But if they can't handle it, you look like a freaking genius compared to them. And you guys know me. I'm not a genius. I'm an idiot. I am the farthest thing from an intelligent person. I mean, hell, I'm probably not the smartest person on this this live stream. Am I, Avery?
Oh, you're such a goober.
I know. Jim says, I got a scam email saying my Siri satellite account is going to be suspended if I don't call the number and update my information. I never had Siri. Well, that's once again, they think everybody has Siri. Everybody is Siri's that's an Apple one, right? Or is Siri
I believe
an iPhone? It's the iPhone app.
Yeah.
They think everybody in America has an iPhone. So, yeah. Manuel says hello to Births. BB says congratulations to your nephew, Manuel. Freebird, Bay City, Michigan says, crack me up when you told the scammer you lost his company card and he says, well, then do you have another card you can give me? Guys, trust me, that's not the last time they asked that question. When I called back and I told them I found the card, they ran the number and it didn't work, so they asked me if I had another card. I'm not lying. You guys are going to be blown away by these idiots that I dealt with, and it was fun. Betty says, laugh out loud to Jim. Christina says, my latest messing with them. Hello, Joe's Bar and Grill. Lunch special today is Bahrainian wraps. Oh, that's good. Manuel says, thank you, BB, so much. Anthony says, I was almost scammed by an IRS scam, but the IRS will never call you. They send certified mailings or they send an agent to your house if you owe lots of money and you commit fraud. That's right. Guys, the Customs and Border Patrol and the IRS and any type of legal entity is not going to call you ahead of time and warn you that they're coming to arrest you or to start an investigation. They are not calling you on the phone and telling you that. It doesn't happen.
It's either something minor that they're just going to send you a letter, or they're going to kick in your door and shoot you.
Well, they'll knock on the door first. They usually knock on the door first.
No. They kick in your door at 6 o'clock in the morning while you're in bed asleep.
Yeah, well, then you know there's something wrong, really wrong. Jim sends smiley face to Betty. Darlene says, I stopped dyeing my hair 4 years ago. Now it's mostly white gray, just like my mother's was. Okay. Well, see, this is all, even though it's patchy, it's all natural. So I'm just too lazy to do anything about it. So Burr says, yesterday I got a tax relief scam call. I told him my name was Aretha Franklin. Ask him if they got any respect for you, you know? BB says, hi, Avery. Oh my gosh, how old's that message?
10 minutes?
No, that was 8:29, so that was 22 minutes ago. I am really far behind on the chat. Sorry, guys.
Read faster.
Betty says hi to Avery. Yeah, this is back when you first came in.
Hello.
Emmanuel.
Hi.
Ronald says I have it's very God. I think he meant very good. Manuel says hey to Avery. Welcome back. Yes,
Hello.
good. Ronald says good. B says hope Avery is enjoying Clark Howard on YouTube.
I haven't caught him.
You haven't?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, not yet. Oh man, I need to.
That's so sad. I know.
I've been watching a lot of going down like weird rabbit holes on YouTube of just weird.
Oh really?
I like a lot of like the weird cryptid stories people tell, like they're supposed to be real. Like this really happened. It's not. It's like it's all fake.
Like
but it's entertaining.
the Bigfoot stuff and all,
The
right?
Bigfoot stuff, the Mothman stuff, the Dogman. It's like, oh, I love that. I eat it up with a spoon.
As soon as you get into Slender Man and stuff like that, let me know.
Like creepy pastas. Some of those are good too. Some of those are good too.
Okay. Anthony says most are calling from India with text now numbers. Yep. Christina says, love your video today. That guy was almost as stupid as my Buff Orpingtons. Buff Orpingtons. I'm not sure what that means. That might be that's a weird one. Fred's here, says, hey, love your videos. Well, excellent. Thank you, Fred. Welcome to the show. Manuel says hello to Fred. Ronald says, they call me at dinner time. We don't have a set dinner time, but they call all the time. So Dave says hello to Avery.
Hello.
Sarah says, no, I called them. Oh, really? Sarah, you called them. That's interesting. How did you get the number? That's the other part of the story that should be telling. Anita says, Misfit, my son shot a buck and a doe in one shot. Okay.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm sure.
2 for 1. That's some backstraps, man. Get those backstraps, barbecue them.
Yeah. Fred says hello to Manuel. Sarah says, I called the bank and canceled my card. Very good. Very good. Larry says, I think I love the DNC disclaimer before transferring to a live agent. I always ask them what gave them permission to call me. Guys, I had one the other day. It's a short, and it's scheduled for some time over the next week, where the guy calls and says, hey, I'm calling about the ACA. And I said, you're talking about my marketplace insurance? And he goes, yeah, that's what ACA means. I said, okay, great. He says, well, I'm going to transfer you to a live agent, but oh, wait a minute, you're on the national do not call list. Sorry, I can't help you. And I'm like, well, then why the hell did you call me in the first place? And he hung up. I told him, I said, I guess you just called to say hi. Just say hello. That's it. So funny.
They just called to say they love you.
Yeah, exactly. Smidgen says, I took Drew's advice today, or screw with them like I do. As soon as I hear the scammer say, your Medicare card is expired, she asked me what my number is, and I started with F you. Very good. Tim says, we have thousands of cicadas making their mating noises in my trees. They are loud. We don't have any down here right now, but I have heard them in the past. They can get very, very loud.
Yeah.
Ronald says, I stock up on MRES. Okay. MREs.
Meals ready to eat.
Yep. Betty says to Smidgen, smiley faces. Ronald says, and water. Yep. Yeah, actually, I was talking to my mother-in-law, and we were talking about the things we need. Water, cat food, wine. Those were her cat treats. Those are the things on her list. We have a lot of stuff from last year that's still good, like a lot of canned goods. Like we have a lot of soups, and we have a lot of like Dinty Moore meals, stuff like that. Something good. You can open the can and eat it right out of the can type.
Yeah.
But
that's
we have
when
a lot of
Spam and Vienna sausages come in handy.
We don't do that. But but we do have canned chicken, tuna, canned tuna, a whole bunch of canned. We have one cupboard thing that's like filled with canned stuff. So we have plenty of that. I was asking her what I needed to get hurricane supplies, as in the comfort stuff, the stuff that you want when the poop hits the fan. Excuse me. Oh, and she also said chocolate.
Bless you.
Thank you. I hit the mute button before I sneezed, so I did
Yeah.
good. Jim says to Tim, we get those annoying lantern flies in my area. Lantern flies, like light bugs or whatever those things are called. Ronald
Yeah, probably the same thing as glow bugs.
Glow bugs, yeah. Manuel says, I'm very avio about it. I think it means he's happy. BB says, wow, Avery, really? Manuel says, I'm very sorry, Avery, about it's someone in your family. Oh, yeah. That's he'll fill me in later, but
Yeah.
I already know a little bit about it. But yes, people do fall for crap. People fall for it all the time. And I've said it before.
And keep falling for it, even though you're telling them this person is scamming you. This is a scam. Stop giving them money, and they keep doing it.
The person in your family that we're talking about isn't all together.
Yeah.
By an elderly person who does not have their crap together in the first place, and won't listen. So.
And I don't have the power to stop it.
It's a bad combination, but yeah. So. Oh, Smidgen says to Anita, yes, we used to have a few quail, and the eggs are wonderful. Okay. BB says to Dave, good for your mom. Anita says, hi to Smidgen. They're awesome. Ronald says, love it. BB says, you're not stupid, Sarah. That's right. She's not. Ronald says, I tell him I'm a cop. That's a good one, too. Jim says, they used to sell pickled eggs in some of the now gone bars in my area long ago. See, I'm not a bar person, so that's not something I would normally see, but
yeah, you can still find them. I mean, they still sell them at the grocery store.
I used to remember, no, it was like, we don't have bodegas here in Jacksonville, but we have like Little Champs or like little convenience stores. And I remembered pickled eggs at one of those convenience stores that I used to go to regularly.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that I've never seen them at a bar because I don't go to bars, but at a Jiffy little mini mall, not mini mall, like little 7-Eleven mini mart type thing.
Convenience store.
Convenience store, exactly. In New York, it would be a bodega. So, Anthony says the cicadas are supposed to be really bad next year. I think they're supposed to be bad for the next few years, isn't that right? Like it's not odd years, but what's the term? Like 5, 7, 11, 13 years, something like that. It's has something to do with their reproduction cycles. Whatever. I heard something on the news about it. Betty says the scammers could have become famous. Oh, that's true. Anthony says had them here in New Jersey last summer. Okay. BB says smiley face to Glenn. Betty says smiley face are helpful to avoid shaving. Well, I trim from time to time, but I haven't shaved in a long time. So, hey, Glass Bottles here says, hello, E&E. Welcome to the show. Oh, we lost Avery. He'll be back. Burr says, if I happen to be in physical therapy while getting a scam call, everyone loves to get involved. Whenever a staff member or patient says something, of course, I have to go with it. Well, last year, there was a couple of calls that I had on the channel from my time when I was in Missouri. There was this one call that I took where we were at the lake, and my wife's aunt and her grandkids were there, and they were jumping in the water and just having a good time. And I got the scam call, and it was, I forgot what one it was. Oh, it had to do with Medicare, healthcare, whatever. And I kept saying that my nurse Emma keeps hiding my cards from me, and Emma's over there laughing her butt off. She thought it was hilarious, and you could hear her yelling in the background, "Get off the phone, Andrea!" But the kids and her were getting into the call. They were having a good time with it, so it'll probably happen again this year. So, but that's good. Everybody in physical therapy should get involved. Jim says, "Hey to Glass Bottle." Manuel says, hey, glass bottle. Burr says, I learned a lot from listening to Scam Baiters. Very good. Eric's here. Hey, Eric, how's it going? Says, hello, Drew. I got a call today that was looking to buy your house. I don't even own a house. Well, yeah, they just randomly call. They assume they assume everybody owns a home. So when they call about it, what's so funny is when you get calls from people saying they're interested in buying your house, if you dig into it a little bit, they tell you they get your information off of public records. Well, if you don't own a home, then how the hell did they get your name? Because they didn't. They didn't. They're just randomly calling people. They just assume everybody.
But some of those aren't scams though. They're legit trying to buy up every piece of property they can.
In some cases, that is absolutely 100% true.
That's how I sold my house.
Well, yeah. It worked out well for you. So,
yeah.
Betty says thumbs up to births. Manuel says hello to Eric. Nigella's here. Hey, Nigella, how's it going? Says good evening. Welcome to the show. Burr says good evening to Betty. Betty says hello to Nigella. Nigella says hey to Betty. Manuel says hello to Nigella. Darlene says, I did a typing job years ago. A group of us were promised pay at the end of the assignment. Then we found out it was a scammer from India. A friend thought it was a real job. Oh, well. That does happen too. There was a news thing that was going on. I don't know whatever happened to it, but it was a group of people who accepted a job from a company that claimed to work with AT&T, and they were doing customer service calls for AT&T, and they were getting some ridiculous amount of money per hour. It was like $40 or $30 an hour, which right there for a call center, that's crazy money. And all of a sudden, nobody was getting their paychecks and nobody was getting paid. And it was in the news, and they were filing lawsuits and all this stuff and all this. But sometimes when people hire people and they tell them they're going to pay them this outrageous amount for like really basic work, and then you find out you got screwed, it happens. And it doesn't have to be a foreign call center for it to happen. It could happen right here in the U.S. So I don't even know how that story ended. That was around February. So I'll have to look and see if they ever got any satisfaction or if anybody ever got paid. Because at one point, the news was saying that the hiring company had given the pay to the pay company that was supposed to pay everybody. And they claimed they never got the money, or the money didn't clear the bank or whatever. So that's why they never paid anybody. So it was a lot of he said, she said, somebody else is responsible. It wasn't me, but there was a bunch of people that did work and never got paid. So, and the news often tells you about a story, but they never tell you how the story ends. They never tell you what the result of it was. They'll tell you about somebody getting arrested for doing something bad, but they don't ever tell you if the person got convicted, went to jail, death row, what. They only tell you if it's sensational. But if it's somebody did something and got arrested for it, they never tell you what happens. They never follow up on it. Unless somebody's on death row, they don't care. The story gets dropped. And you never know.
You never hear about if a person got acquitted of something they got charged with.
Exactly. You just hear that somebody got charged with something. Unless it's sensational. Eric says to Manuel, good evening. Nigella says hello to Manuel. Andy's here. Andy says, hey, everyone. Hey, Andy, welcome to the show. Manuel says, in Louisiana, my friend Drew. Very good. And says, hey to Andy. And Ronald says, welcome. Smidgen says, hi to everyone who joined just in the past 5 minutes. That was 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 24 minutes ago. So I'm so sorry, guys. I was so proud of myself the last couple of live streams. I caught up on the chat and I was on top of it the entire time. This time I fell so far behind, I am ashamed of myself. We're already 59 minutes in and I am 34 minutes behind in the chat. So there's a really good chance I'm not going to catch up on the chat. I'm going to run through real quick and see if there's anything that stands out. So if I skip your message, I'm sorry, guys. I just got to be realistic. Glass Bottle says to Betty, the dude that with me The do that with me unless I talk to a robotic questions them, I tear up the scammer. I understand what he's trying to say, and I'm okay with it. Smidgen says to Ronald, I had one going today. We were both yelling. Oh boy. Anthony says, no, you always call your cable company. They don't call you. I told you guys about how my mother-in-law called the
Yep.
cable company and then thought it was a scam. And he kind of laughed at her and said, ma'am, you called us.
Yeah, the only time they call you is when you request the callback,
Right.
because the system is either going to have you on hold for a long time.
You know, the funny part is that they don't have that many people working there to call everybody, you know?
Yeah.
It just doesn't happen. Betty says to Darlene, job scams are prolific. They found the most willing to provide info. Some are in desperate situations to start, and with so many working at home, it's easy to believe a work from home. It is absolutely true. Nigella says, I say slow down, and they hang up. Bert says, you know, Drew, what baffles me is I've gotten cussed out simply asking them the name of their company. Yep. One time I asked why it came across as a scam call, and they become very defensive. I used to ask them that all the time. It says, why does my phone say scam likely? They hate that too. They hate it when you question their English. They hate it when you tell them you don't understand what they're saying and you want to speak to somebody who actually speaks English. They hate that. But that's a reoccurring issue, you know. Burst says, I've been hung up on because all I said was I didn't understand a word you said. Oh, Pez is in here. Pez says, "G'day, everyone. Hope you all have are well today. Absolutely. Oh, that reminds me. Oh my God, I almost forgot, guys. Monday's Memorial Day. I forgot all about that. If you have someone in your family or you know somebody who served, make sure you take a moment and thank them. I had a couple of customers in the store today. We were just chit chatting, chit chatting, chit jacking. Yeah, well, that's what we do. And one of them mentioned he was in the military, and I was like, "Oh, absolutely! You know, thank you for your service." And he said, "Appreciate it." And we started talking about being Navy brats, and being in Navy families, and what that involved in. You know, you could end up going on for a 20-minute tirade and about having to move every 2 years. We did that a lot in my family, but. Anyway, bottom line is if you have somebody in your family or you know someone who served in the military or is in the military, take a moment and thank them. Monday's Memorial Day, and a lot of people forget what that's about. But
Memorial Day's for the dead ones.
Well, it's to remember all of them, not just the people who passed and died. All of them. But yeah. Let's see what else is going on here. Betty says, after I answer a couple of calls, they hang up as soon as I speak. That tells me the same call center. Well, Betty's got a reputation. Well, I got a reputation too, but I'm just so small on the totem pole that they don't even know. So anyway, Betty also says, they can't handle the truth. That is true. Let me see what else is going on here. Phoebe says, I can kind of relate as far as the thing with the questions because I have problems when I work at GE Money. I sometimes had problems answering questions and I wasn't scamming. Truth of the matter is, though, if you are a professional in an industry and somebody asks you a question, most likely you're going to be able to handle it. You know, even if it's a question that isn't in your purview, you know, you're going to tell the person, well, I don't know. Maybe we'll find out the answer to this, or I'll ask somebody else or something like that. You don't just freaking freak out and hang up the phone, you know? Anyway. All right, let's see what else we got going on here. Sarah says, I called the scammer back after, and he continued answering my questions, gave me the name I think was fake and a phone number. Okay, interesting. All right, let me skip through a couple of these. Let's see. Jim says, a scammer asked me my Medicare number one time. I gave him a Staples loyalty card number. He got mad and hung up. That's a good one. That's a good one. I have a number that I made up for Medicare, and I almost remember it. I think it's like 7VX6PJ1 JN56, something like that. But I know those numbers are right for a Medicare card. So, all right, let's see what else is going on here. Berth says, I love it when the Social Security Administration calls me to say the police will be at my doorstep in 45 minutes. I live 10 minutes away. I guess they need to get a bite to eat for energy to get to me first. That's funny. That's funny. Glenn says, scammers seem to know when I'm sitting in the bathroom. They usually hang up when I hear the flush. That's not nice. Not nice at all.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Anita says, Drew, my son has been shooting buck and doe in one shot since he was 12 years old. And now he's 40 years old. Really? That's very cool. I mean, I've never been hunting. I don't know what shooting a deer's like. Avery, have you ever done that?
No, I've just been spending hours sitting in a blind.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only deer I ever saw was like when I would be pulling up to my uncle's. They'd be like a doe or something in the yard, and I'd be like, the only thing I have on me would be like my carry, which is like a little 9mm, and I'm not taking a shot at a deer with a 9.
You might just piss it off and it come running at you.
No, it was a subcompact, like a 3-inch barrel. It's for somebody like up on you, not a deer 50 yards away.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Anita says, yes, Burst, they need to pick up some donuts and coffee. Very good, very good. Stephanie says, buff Orpingtons are a type of chicken. Okay, all right.
Oh,
sure, okay.
They sound delicious then.
Yeah, chicken's always good. Manuel says hello to Stephanie. Smidgen says, my grandson has some freeze-dried ice cream sandwiches. He likes them because he can bite them. He can hide them from his sisters. Well, very good. Freeze-dried ice cream. That sounds like a really good hurricane supply right there. BB says cicadas were so bad here a few years ago in some places in Ohio that they were jumping into people's cars. Oh my gosh,
that's got to cause some traffic accidents.
Oh, I bet it does. I honestly, I don't know if I've ever seen a cicada up close. I've heard them in the wild, but I don't think I've ever seen them. And I know they can swarm just like locusts and all, but I don't think I've ever seen them.
They're big.
Do that. So yeah, they're big, but I've never, Darlene says, yep, I learned about that scam. They started discovering YouTube videos. Then I started discovering YouTube videos. I stopped my son from getting scammed. Well, very good. Burr says, Anthony, not just any donuts, custom-made ones. Anthony says, I despise the lantern flies, but they were mostly taken care of. Anthony says, wow, to BB. Betty says to Anthony, I was going to type that, laugh out loud. Anthony says, yes, births. Sarah says, I got the number from the website from my state. Really? Really? Wow. Glenn says, I remember my mom buying pickled pig's feet at the grocery store. Haven't seen them in years. That was never anything I ever tried. That's crazy. Jonathan sent me a $2 super sticker. Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. BB says, g'day to Pez. Anthony sends smiley faces to Betty. Glass Bottle says, save your pickled juice and boiled eggs and let them sit. Oh, I don't know. Manuel says hello to Jonathan. Anthony says, if you have an elderly family member that won't listen when you say they are being scammed, pretend to be like a scammer and take their money to a safe place.
Yeah.
Sometimes good things like that will bite you in the butt. So,
Yeah.
Anthony says the lanternflies are actually beautiful, but very annoying. One tried attacking me, so I stomped it. Oh, goodness. Manuel says, my money put in jars. It was my mom put it in jars. It was onions. Okay.
Yeah.
Put it in jars. It was an onion. Okay.
I like
Well,
pickled red onions, man. Oh, they're so good.
okay. Tarkorpus says, hey, drives them nuts when OV. Okay. Manuel says, my mom, she puts the onions in the jars. Gotcha. Gotcha. Tarkord says, drives them nuts when obviously more than one gets involved. Colleen says, hello, everyone. First time in your life, sir. Well, welcome. Thank you for joining. I'm actually trying to wrap up because we're already past an hour. I still got lots of chats to catch up on, so we're going to skip a couple. And Manuel says hello to Colleen. Anita says, can you please look up talent movers to see if they are legit? Talent movers. I don't think I've ever heard of them. But yeah, we can look it up to see what's going on. Let's see. Anthony says Kit Boga has a great video as well. Okay. Jonathan sends me another $3 sticker. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you. Let's see. Betty says, my coworker almost fell for the shopper scam. They told her they will send her the money to make the purchase, and she was to review them or something like that. I told her it was a scam. Now, I know there are secret shoppers out there, secret shopper programs out there that are absolutely legit, where they give you a list of places to go to. And my wife did it for a while. She mainly did like restaurants, like drive-through restaurants, where like McDonald's or Wendy's or Taco Bell, where you literally go in, you order something, a specific item from the menu, and then once you get it and you pay for it, you submit your receipt. They reimburse you for the food you bought, and then you do a review based on a certain number of questions regarding what you did. And there are go inside the restaurant, there are go through drive-throughs. They are specifically asking for specific things, and they are legitimate. The secret shoppers, they are legitimate, but that is definitely something I could see scammers taking advantage of. Setting up websites or setting up things where, hey, be a secret shopper, spend the money, and we'll pay you for it, and then never paying you for it.
Yeah,
I can easily see where that could be done. But there are secret shopper programs out there, so it's a legitimate thing that scammers can take advantage of.
there is a talent movers and recruitment domestic relocation agency in Doral, Florida. It's in Miami.
I don't know if that's the one she's talking about, but
looks like a real business.
Yeah.
With a brick and mortar store.
Okay. Betty says cable companies do not call you and hardly answer when you call. Well, that is true too. All right. I'm going to skim real quick. Guys, I'm so sorry that I'm falling behind on these. So I'm going to go ahead and read the last couple just so I can catch up. Tim says, I had one crawling up my leg in the car today. Had to stop and toss it out. That is scary as hell. Pez says, good day to Sarah. Colleen says to Smidgen, wow, that's cool. They are true American heroes. Tim says, our local grocery stores carried beef tongues. Oh, my gosh. Amanda says, I remember my grandma wanted me to try the pig's feet, and I didn't like them either. They taste too vinegary and nasty. I don't think I've ever had pig's feet. Stephanie says, are you going to call scammers tonight? No, I thought about it, but my only problem with calling a scammer live is, and I had this issue with the lottery scammer when he kept asking me, "Are you live streaming this call?" Because I know had I been and had I told him I was, he could say the nastiest, foulest things and get my channel struck. So calling somebody like a scammer, like I'm just talking to Avery right now. I know he's not gonna be a bad boy and say something that'll get me in a lot of trouble. But when you call a scammer live, you're subject to that. So that's I mean, I have a number for scammers, for the Wells Fargo scammers, but I'm really, really scared to call them on a live stream. So I'm probably not going to try that. I mean, I have called James one time, one of the scammers I know, on a live stream, and he just ended up hanging up on us. So, I don't think I want to do that. Pez says, I'm an ex-serviceman from Oz. Thank you for your service, sir. Anita says, Drew, because I have a phone interview Monday and they relocate. Oh, okay. I gotcha. Now, is this place that Avery was talking about?
Uh, they have a bad rating on the Better Business Bureau for I think a Philadelphia branch or something. I don't know.
Mm.
I can't
Yeah,
remember.
check.
I was just looking. Yeah, but Google them.
Google the Better Business Bureau and look it up for the location that you're talking about, and see what you can find out. Yeah, Pez says 4th, 19th troopers rule. Very good. BB says going to cut out, folks. Need to get ready for bed, but may stay on a bit and work on genealogy. Have a great weekend. You too, BB. Please be safe and have fun. Smidgen says, Pez, thanks for your service and being on our side. Absolutely. Smidgen says, good night to BB. Sarah says, hi to Pez. Smidgen says, I got to bug out too. It's dinner around here and I'm 2 dogs staring at me. I understand. Glenn says, good evening. See you all in 2 weeks. Stephanie says, can you set up a 5-second delay? Well, YouTube and StreamYards already has a delay, but I don't have any way. I don't have anything in my controls to edit. That you have to have certain programs to do that. And honestly, I'm just broadcasting on StreamYards. But you know what, Stephanie, you're absolutely right. That is something I should look into, and I'm going to. That sounds like something we definitely should do. Pez says, take care, Smidgen. And Betty's going to have the last word. Says, Talent Movers have a website that looks almost legit, but please keep in mind, scammers use the name of legitimate businesses all the time. All right, everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining. I hope everybody has a fantastic and safe weekend. Remember, it's Memorial Day weekend, which means there might be a lot of people on the road traveling. So please be careful when you're out there on the road. Everybody be safe. Have a good weekend. Have a safe week in this coming week. Probably will not live stream next Saturday, but I might just check in just for poops and giggles, just to say hi while I'm at the lake. But everybody, thank you so much for joining. Remember, if you get calls like the ones I get, either hang up on them or screw with them like I do. And if you do screw with them, try to record it so you can share it with everybody. Remember the golden rule: screw and share. Have a great evening, everybody. And thank you, Avery, for joining.